Well, hello again and welcome to tonight's Tuesday briefing on April the 7th, 2020. As you know, we're still in the lockdown situation, so we can't meet face to face. First of all, thank you to Andrew for doing last week's briefing, and an excellent attempt it was too. Anybody who's done things like this will know the hard thing about doing a video recording is not the actual taking of the footage or putting it together, it's seeing yourself on camera afterwards. And for this reason I thought I'll do the talking and then let you have a look at some pictures while I'm doing it, rather than looking at my ugly mug. Anyway, competitions. As you know, tonight is the closing day for the competition PDI round 4. This replaces the print competition round 3. So midnight tonight is the cut-off time, so please get your images in for that on the portal. Jim has sent around the email already with instructions of how to upload, and I'm sure many of you will now be familiar with how that works. Now, Creative Genius. I had an email from Jim Clark asking if we might resurrect the initiative that ran a couple of years ago called Creative Genius. And the idea behind this is that members send in some images, and these are passed to some editors, anonymous editors, people you don't know who they are, who will then do clever things with those images, producing a creative masterpiece. And then we sat around tables in groups and we judged these masterpieces to see who came out with the best results. Well, we're going to do something similar this time, and Judy has kindly offered to organise this, and you probably saw in the Monday mailing yesterday the instructions relating to that. Basically, over the next week we invite you to send in images that you think will be good for this competition. We've got a week to do it, starting now, and it'll go in the normal way through the portal that Jim is setting up. The judging of this competition will not be obviously at the parish rooms, it'll be on Facebook, where Judy will set up a poll and give you instructions of how to vote on this. So you'll see the images on screen and then you'll cast your vote and we'll judge the competition in that mode. The judging of this competition will not be obviously at the parish rooms, it'll be on Facebook, where Judy will set up a poll and give you instructions of how to vote on this. So you'll see the images on screen and then you'll cast your vote and we'll judge the competition in that mode. Now, the distinctions group is continuing to run, albeit on the internet. So Chris is setting up a conferencing system to allow that to happen. So feel free to contact Chris and to get involved with that still. It's been a very successful venture and we're very grateful to Chris and to Roger for all the work they put in bringing this together. Right, sharing our skills. The idea of this is that we want to keep people in touch with one another so that they can share their various skills and capabilities with other members. To do this, we need a list of email addresses from members, plus their consent that we are able to share those email addresses with other members of the society. The reason we need consent is because of data protection. We can't just give out members' personal details without you saying, yes, you can. Now, doing this is Andrew Wainwright and John Knight. They're working together to set up this database, so you'll have seen this morning John sent out an email telling you what it's all about. So if you could reply to that email with your consent, if you haven't done already, please do. Also, we'd like to set up an email help desk. So if you've got questions about how to use a specific facility on your camera, be it Olympus, Nikon, Canon or whatever it may be, then you'll send an email to this help desk and it will be passed to an appropriate expert who, well, so-called expert, who can give you advice and guidance of what to do or where to look. This idea came in from Nigel, who, as you know, has got tremendous expertise in this area. But it's not just for cameras, it's also for the post-processing software. whether you're using Photoshop, Affinity or whatever. So the idea, as I say, is to send in your emails and your questions, and hopefully we can put you in touch with an appropriate person who can guide you in that particular facility. Another thing is that we've set up a new Facebook group called How I Edited That Image. And the idea is to put on videos or tutorials for how to do editing of a particular image. You'll see the image on the Facebook group, and then there'll be instructions of how you do it. The group was only set up this morning by Andrew, and one of the first videos to go on there is by Steve Brooks, whose editing skills when it comes to videos leave my meagre skills in the shadows, they really do. So thanks Steve for doing an excellent job there and kick-starting this particular initiative. So the Facebook group is called How I Edited That Image. Now the final thing is judging competitions. As you know, we've got another 3 competitions to run. This one tonight and 2 more that follow. And they will be judged offline by the judges in the handbook. Now what Andrew has also done is contacted other people, other judges, to see if they would offer their services for doing similar. So that when our competitions are all finished, we'll have some more competitions or special events where judges will do their work offline or maybe online using Zoom or another facility. Now these will be over and above the competitions we normally hold, so they will not be added into the league tables for our own competitions. It's something to keep us running probably throughout the summer months. We don't know how long this lockdown is going to last, so we'll do everything we can to keep the initiative of the Society running throughout that period. So really that's about it. I just urge you all to keep safe, keep working according to the government's restrictions, but to enjoy your photography still and to keep positive. I know there are a number of members of the Society who are in the high risk category, either through age or through underlying medical conditions. So we wish you well during this period. Be assured that our thoughts and prayers are with you all at this time, but especially those who are in the vulnerable category. So I hope to see you again soon in the flesh, but in the meantime we hope that these briefings will keep running as and when they are needed. So good night from me, and see you again soon. Good night.